Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Living and Loving in DR. I'm Natalie.
And I'm Shauna.
So we've been sitting here for about 12 minutes already talking, but we are not going to post that because
No,
we were talking about things that we can't post about.
female things.
Female things, that's right.
And we're dying of heat right now because it's like, I think it's already like 40 degrees of humidity already.
Yeah, so it is June 6th today, so I don't remember it being this hot last year. You only arrived at the end of the month
Yeah, I
last
arrived
year.
last year, June 29th.
Oh, it's going to be your
I
anniversary.
know, 1 year. I'm so excited.
I think after the first year, you stopped celebrating. Because I remember the first year we were here, I would do like, 8 months, 9 months. And then after a year, you're like, I've been here a year.
I don't think I ever celebrated. So I'm going to make a big celebration for the 1
Okay,
year.
I won't be here.
That's okay. None of my family's going to be here either. They're all going back to Canada. They're all leaving for the summer. I'm here by myself.
Yeah, so we decided today to sort of just chat with you and share our stories about how this all came about living in the DR.
Yeah.
So you arrived a year ago.
I arrived a year ago.
And your reason really...
Well, first of all, I've always wanted to live in the Dominican Republic. It was something that I always wanted as a little girl. I would travel here. We would rent places.
You remember one of our first interactions? I had started my relocation business, and I messaged you, and you're like, "Hey Nat, thanks. I've been coming to the DR for 40 years." I'm like, "Oh my gosh."
It's like, I know the Dominican Republic.
I was a little embarrassed.
Are you?
I was, because I was like, I didn't know. Obviously, it's not like you have a post that says,
Yeah.
"Hi, I've been coming here for 40 years," right?
Yeah. I'm pretty much Dominican already.
Yeah.
I really am. I really am.
And a lot of people think we came because of the
COVID.
Well, I like to say the worldly situation.
Oh, the worldly situation. Okay, I've got a new word now. The worldly situation.
To avoid any of those hashtag words that, the algorithm's going to pick up on. But we didn't come because of that. We really came out of adventure. We were in a position of wanting to offer our daughter something different. And at the end of the day, why not?
Yeah.
And I see a lot of that online. People like, I want to do this, but is it sustainable? Can I work? So I think that's a big one, because we were just talking about working a few minutes ago, and you have online businesses.
Yeah, I have online businesses, but if you don't have a citizenship, you definitely need one if you want to work locally here in the Dominican Republic. You need a Cedula card, and the only way to get that is to apply
get your residency,
your residence, and you would start that back home, the process at the local embassy or consulate in your area, and then you would then bring it down here. We know people, that can help you with that. We know lawyers, local people that can help you with that. I currently don't have my citizenship. I'm not a resident.
No.
I definitely want it. But currently, no, I'm just,
but
living
to work
the dream.
Down, and you have to know that labor down here is very, very cheap. So if there's no minimum wage, you don't get paid vacation or Medicare. There's none of that goes on. And the other thing too is that those jobs really are for local people.
Yeah.
That's where they're making their bread and butter. So if you are thinking of coming down here, you have to come with a job or a business. And when we came down, I had a speaking business. My husband's an author. He writes. He ghostwrites. So that's the way we produce income.
Yeah.
And we had also sold our property, so that was another piece of income that we had. But the online businesses is probably remote jobs.
Working remotely, if you can find a job back home and then, transfer it down here would be the best. I have online businesses which allowed me to move down here. I came down with my savings. I didn't have a house. I was renting a massive apartment, like a 4-bedroom, 2,000 square foot apartment in the city of Montreal.
Really?
Very content. I had a massive place. So I came down here. We became minimalists. We got a small little villa.
Yeah.
We're not living beyond our means anymore. I appreciate things a lot more. I realize I don't need a massive mansion, and I don't need a fancy car, and I don't need any of that. What I need is my happiness.
Yeah, and it's funny, Adele had a play date at Seahorse Ranch, which is a very beautiful gated community here on the North Coast.
Very beautiful.
They're not villas, they're mansions.
They're mansions,
They're very large homes.
Yeah.
And
Kevin Costner has a home there.
Oh, does he really?
Yeah.
I heard J-Lo stays there when she's here.
J-Lo stays there. The Kardashians stay there. It's funny because last night I was driving home from Hispaniola, which is near Sosua. just up on the
Yeah.
mountain. We were driving home, and as we passed by Seahorse Ranch, I said, well, one of these days we will be turning into here. I mean, yeah, I just said a few minutes ago that it doesn't mean anything, but trust me, I wouldn't mind living on that property. I wouldn't mind like a little tiny home or a little
There are no
community.
tiny homes. What are you talking about?
No, but I could build maybe a
Oh,
community
okay.
of tiny
Well,
homes.
you know,
I think
and
I'd like
it's
that.
beautiful, but Adele was like, "Oh, I want to live here," and I thought, "Who's going to take care of that house? I don't want to." But you would have to have a whole staff. Like
Yeah.
you have to have a whole staff of people, and
Yeah.
and it depends on what you want and what you need when you're here. And I think that you hit the word minimalist in such a big way because we went from a 4-bedroom, 2-story penthouse to living in a 2-bedroom now.
Yeah.
And I mean, were we happier then than now? I don't know that it's measurable.
Okay, we are definitely happier because of the environment.
Yes,
But
okay.
we do lack our space. We do, we're 4 people in a small little 2-bedroom villa. So
Do you do a lot of outdoor living though?
we do a lot of outdoor living. And I think that's what changed is that back home we were always stuck inside. We were
Yeah.
always on the computer. We were always on the television. Here, well, where we live in a gated community. We have a pool. We have, a pool.
There's a community area
Yeah, there's
as
a
well.
community area, a community barbecue. We're able to, just sit outside, speak with our neighbors. That's what I really like,
Yeah, I love that too, and that's part. And one of the things we've realized in the recent move that we did, is that we really miss being near the beach, having access
Yes.
to the beach. It's part of my well-being, being
Yeah.
able to walk down, and even if it's just to go sit for 20 minutes, put my feet
Yeah.
in the sand in the ocean. We really miss that. So we are looking forward to our next move because there will be another one. And I'll bring that to you live. Well, maybe not live, but
I'm so excited about that move.
Don't
I'm not saying
don't give it
nothing.
away. Don't
I'm not
give it
saying
away.
nothing.
And there's mosquitoes. So I want to just recap. So working, you need to have a job.
Yeah.
You need to have a job, a remote job, or a business that
Yeah,
you come
because
down
the
here.
average salary here
Yeah.
is very minimal. Like, if you're making $400 or $500 US a month, you're actually getting paid good down here. You know what I mean? As a
Yeah.
local, most locals make between $13 and $20 a day. So
Yeah.
that's really not much. So if you're living a decent lifestyle and you like to go out for dinner and you like to, you like to have a car and this and that, you can't survive with that salary.
I guess that's the
down
question:
here.
is that do you want to maintain the lifestyle you had?
Yeah.
And I'll assume that most people who are watching are from North America. Do you want to maintain that lifestyle? So I actually had a gentleman down. I guess it was last week. I took him around, and he said, "Oh, I want to spend $2,000 US a month on a rental." And I said, "Well, what if I could find you one at 1,500?" And he was like, "Oh, that's interesting." So you can live well.
Yeah.
It's that you just have to dig a little bit and
Yeah.
not listen to all the noise, the
Yeah.
marketing noise that goes on, and find the hidden gems.
Well, that's what I did. I found a hidden gem. I didn't look online and say, okay, I'm going to move in. I literally flew down with my husband and we scoped it out. I had already been coming here for 40 years, so I knew what I was expecting and I knew what I wanted. And when I found my community, I was very happy, and I've been living here a complete year, and a lot of expats that have come down ended up moving after a couple months. Either there's problems with the electricity or problems with the water. We have full generator here. There's literally never a problem here. And if there is, it's fixed within hours. Couldn't be happier. Like, honestly, I truly think, and we're right in Cabaretti, literally 4 or 5 minutes walk from the beach. We're 12 minutes from Superpola, which is a grocery store in Sosua. We are 7 minutes away from Janet's. Like, we really are central. Janet's is another grocery store, but we really are central here. And we're right off the main road, which
There's only one road.
well, yeah, there's only one road, but we're like right off of it, so it's not like you're driving off and going up into the mountain to
I
get to
hear
us.
you.
Like, we're literally,
Sorry.
like literally, you leave the airport, you drive one road, and you make a right, and you're at our place 20
And-
minutes later.
I believe the roads are going to have to expand though with all this construction that's going on
Mosquitoes.
here.
Yeah,
So, I think that's it for today. What do you think?
I think that's good for today.
Yeah.
All
So, living and loving in DR with Shauna and Nat.
Yeah.
One of the things that we are bringing to you live here in the DR, actually, I think we should mention it, is we will be hosting live networking events. So we want to meet the local and expat business owners who are here. We want to know who you are, what you do, and how can we help
Yeah.
you grow while you are here in the DR. Our first meeting is going to be on
the 15th of June, and
Yeah.
it's going to be at the Lifestyles Imperial Restaurant here in Cabarete.
Yeah.
So if you want to come, we already have quite a few people that are interested in coming, and we will be hosting this monthly. So it's a great way to come in, network. You know, it's not what you know, it's who you know.
It is
especially
who you
on
know.
this island.
Yeah.
The more that we connect and the more that we get together, I think that we can all help each other and flourish together, and
Absolutely.
I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. So whatever you choose to do, have an incredible day, and we'll see you soon.